Hey guys, so I got this Mosin 1891 59 model. Just picked it up a couple months ago and it was in pretty good condition, but I was out shooting it and occasionally the fifth round in the magazine doesn't want to feed, so I suspect there's still a good bit of cosmoline in here. You can see some right here between the barrel and the stock. So I thought I'd pull it apart and take you guys with me along the process. This is a carbine version, the 1891/59 as I mentioned. See if you can see that there. 1943 dated receiver, but as we know, these were rearsenaled in 1959. It's kind of questionable as to who did it or why they did it. There are a couple theories out there, but nobody knows really for sure why they did this. So this is different than the other carbines as far as it started life as a regular 91/59 rifle, and, I'm sorry, 91/30 rifle, and the barrel was cut down and the stock was fitted for carbine use rather than a rifle. You can tell this because the barrel is from a 91/30, where the M38s and M44s were specifically produced as carbines from the original arsenal, where this was a long rifle and cut down. Anyway, nice rifle, in really good shape. Just needs a good thorough cleaning, so I'll show you guys how to do that. First and foremost, gonna verify that the rifle is not loaded. So you can do that a couple ways. Can pop the magazine out here. Yep, look at that. Good amount of cosmoline right there in the magazine spring. So nothing there. Pull the bolt open, inspect the chamber. Oops. Yep, we are clear. So let's push that back in. Let's get started. So first we want to pull the bolt out of the receiver here. And if you haven't seen that before, bolt slides really easy on this. All you're going to do is hold down the trigger and the bolt slides right out. There you have your bolt. And we'll deal with cleaning that later, but first we want to show how to take the barreled action out of the stock. Set that to the side. And first, remove the cleaning rod. Give it a few twists. And should slide right out. Set that aside. Next, we're just going to press down these keepers for the barrel bands here, just kind of spring loaded. Just want to press that down. You can slide these forward. Now, to get them fully off the rifle, you'd have to take off the front sight hood, but I'm not going to do that for these purposes here. Just leave them forward. Second one can be a little more difficult here. Let's see if we can't get this out of here without damaging the stock. There we go. Oops. Just about had it there. And there we go. Sorry about my dog. Okay, as you can see, this slides forward. You got to press down that front one again. And there you got your front handguard off. Next step, I'm going to remove this magazine spring. All you do is push down on that. And as you can see right here, that spring pressure grips on this little bolt here. And that's what connects it to the magazine. As you can see, there's cosmoline in there. And we'll set that aside. Next, there is a flathead screw here. And if you have a Mosin equipped with a bayonet, you can actually use the bayonet, the flat end of the bayonet, or the point rather, and that acts as a screwdriver that you can use to take this off. That was pretty loose. There we go. Caked in cosmoline. Set that aside. And next, we're going to remove this bolt here that holds the receiver and the barreled action to the stock. Really a pretty easy process. I can smell the cosmoline as I'm taking this apart. Let's give it a couple more twists. There we go. Set that aside. And now we can remove the action from the stock. I believe we got some cosmoline kind of sticking up front here. Oops, there we go. And there we have our barreled action and trigger. And we have our stock. And this should just drop out as well. Real easy. And there you are. There we have our fully disassembled Mosin-Nagant. Now this process should be the same for a long rifle or any of the carbines. I'm not sure about the finished captured ones, but I would assume it's the same process here. Look, you can see some gobs of cosmoline in there, so we'll take care of that. But pretty much fully disassembled and ready to clean. So I'll get to cleaning and we'll check back in when we're ready to reassemble the rifle. But first we'll disassemble this bolt and give this a cleaning as well, because this looks pretty dirty. So we'll check in then. Got it. Everything's cleaned up. The cosmoline's removed from all the metal. Actually got a little bit still on there. Anyway, most of the cosmoline is off. And we're going to reinstall the barreled action into the stock. So let's get started. By the way, just to clean it up, I used some mineral spirits, a nylon brush, and just some paper towels to get rid of it. And then re-oiled the action, magazine spring, screws, everything. And we're ready to reinstall. So let's get to it. We're going to drop the barreled action into the stock. Just like this. Fits in there easily. Let's get our handguard on. And we're ready to get the barrel bands back on here. Depress that first one so the rear can clear. And if you can see that little connection, that's what you want on the bottom. If you can see that there. All right, so we'll depress this and slide on. Right into place. Okay. Now get the front band. This is pretty much the same as disassembly, just reversed. So we'll snap this one on into place, locks in really nicely. And there we are. Handguard's on there nice and tight. No movement in the bands. Ready for the next step. So take your longer screw, That one keeps the action into the stock. Sorry, actually, we want to put this magazine in first. There we are. Slips right in. And let's go with our larger screw here. And tighten her down. There we go. Okay, careful not to over tighten. And then let's get this front screw in. Pretty straightforward process. Nice and snug. There we go. And to get the magazine spring in there, again, we just depress this, and this pivots on that point there, so you can grab it on this little bar. There we are. Okay, rifle is back together. Slide the cleaning rod in, screw it down. And we are back in action. That is how you disassemble and reassemble a Mosin-Nagant. In another video, we'll do the bolt. So we'll slide that back in, depress the trigger, and to ease the firing pin, when you close the bolt, hold the trigger, and that eases the firing pin back down. Thanks for watching.